Hello, everybody.
Happy spring.
Today is Friday, April 25th. This is our Flosstube number 74. I'm Roberta.
I'm Lenny.
And we are
the SABLE Stitchers.
We're very glad to have you join us today. We have a lot of exciting things to share, we think. And just in case you haven't watched us before, SABLE is an acronym for Stash Accumulated Beyond Life Expectancy. So even though we stitch as fast as we can, we still have a lot of things we want to do. Our content is mostly about cross stitch and some other needlework crafts, and we hope if you enjoy our content that you will consider liking our video and subscribing so that we can keep in touch with you, because our goal is to grow community and get to know stitchers, whether through comments or when we're out in the wild, and so we're always excited to get to know others who love this craft as much as we do.
Yes.
So, as always, it's been 3 weeks, and we really appreciate all the very kind comments and it gives us so much encouragement to read to read what you have to say. And I'm still working through a few of the comments. I think I got through most of them. And we just really appreciate you spending time with us, whether or not you do comment. It just gives us an opportunity maybe to learn more about you, what you like in stitching, or where you live, or just anything you want to share with us. So we appreciate it, but we appreciate you spending time with us, and even if you don't comment.
That's okay.
And we do try to read, and if there's questions, we respond to them. If there's, suggestions, but we have to be true to ourselves and authentic to what we're doing. And like I said, we're trying to build community. So for those of you who don't want to hear the life updates, you might want to fast forward until you see us showing things.
Yes, get to know all about you. That's terrible.
Well, I think you were on key.
We're on key.
I just,
on tune key.
It's just like when we sit down and stitch with our friends, we talk about our life, and that's why we do it with you guys too. I know some of you are just here for the stitching, and that's perfectly fine, but we just like to share a little bit about our lives and what's going on.
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't have too much. It's just I'm so proud of my Wyatt. He's out in Reno, Nevada. He qualified for the Nationals, so hopefully he brings home some jewelry. So.
And what events does he do?
All of them. He does.
Okay. He's in gymnastics. So
floor.
That's amazing.
Rings.
He must be very coordinated.
Oh, he is.
And strong.
He is so strong. I mean, this kid has zero fat on him and abs of steel. But gosh, he's just fun to watch. Every time I get a video, I'm just amazed at, he holds himself up in the bars and does that iron cross, and it just blows my mind. So I get a haircut next week, so sorry. I just feel so flat. Well, I am flat, but anyway, I feel so sorry. I gotta tell you a story.
I almost made a comment on your text to me last night, but I was good.
What did I text you last night?
When we were talking about, I said, I hope you got sleep because of the storms and the dogs, and you, never mind, I'll tell you later.
I know what I said. I didn't even get it till today. Thank you for not making a comment.
Oh, I'm blushing.
Oh, gosh. Okay, well.
Starting off on the right foot here.
Anyway, I took the boys to the park last week. The younger boys, they built a new park.
Oh, they did.
And before I knew it, I was on a galloping horse.
Oh my goodness!
And then right next to me,
when that happens.
And then right next to me was this galloping giraffe.
Yeah.
And then right on my tail was a lion, and I yelled to the boys, "Help! Help!" And they said, "Mimi, get off the carousel." All right. Anyway, I love these days. I love just to be able to get together with you guys and just chat, and hope that you have your coffee and tea or Coke or whatever and just kind of sit and join us for a while. We've got a lot of stitching. Nothing really got completed this time, but I got a lot of stitching done, so I'm anxious to share
good.
with you. So, what's been going on in your life?
So it's been 3 weeks since we filmed. I wanted to do, first of all, just a quick health update. I am out of the medical boot now, just in time for gardening, and so I've been getting out.
She's got pretty flowers out.
And so much more I want to get planted. We've had some rain, so we have to kind
We've
of
had a lot of rain.
that. We have had, yeah. But it's good. I mean, everything is really, really pretty and green. And I'm going to be doing some physical therapy so that I can strengthen and things that have gotten a little too weak and get some flexibility. So hopefully I can avoid having another mishap like that. And then back in October, I'd mentioned I had an abnormal mammogram and had to have a biopsy. And so I had a follow-up one just a couple weeks ago, or just last week. And everything came back okay. It's all cleared up, which was, I don't know about you, but whenever I get something, I start doing all this Google research and stuff. And, and you always kind of think the worst is going to happen or whatever. But in all my research, I don't remember hearing anything that it could just clear up. It could go away. So just whenever you do that, I guess that's why doctors go to school all those years, is because everyone's body is unique and amazing. And so.
But you know your body. You know when you. Well, hopefully we do.
Well, I just want to say, always keep your hope up and keep your, don't be like me and always think the worst.
Don't be a negative Nelly. So, no, that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So mine.
That's a big relief.
I've got mine next week. So
well,
I'm going to need it.
And then my husband and I spent a little over a week visiting grandkids in Colorado and California. So we went to Colorado first, and our oldest granddaughter is 5, and
I can't believe she's 5.
She is so much, and going to kindergarten next year.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Well, it feels like they were just born, but it's kind of warm in here today because it's humid. She enjoys doing craft projects, so I always try to bring something that we can kind of sit and sew together.
I try to button this up and just keep some buttoning, so.
Well, that's nice. It shows off your necklace. But and she likes to help her Mimi, so she's always been where I poke the needle up and I've showed her how to grip it at the base and pull it up so she doesn't pull the thread out.
Start her young. Way to go, Mimi.
But now she can also, about 25% of the time, she can poke it back down in the right hole. So that's really, but
that's awesome.
She does about 5 stitches and then she's like, oh, I'm going to do something else.
All right. That's all right.
But anyway, I'm excited that she enjoys doing that. And then one evening, my son and his wife went out just to run some errands, because when you're parents, you never get to go do that, without having the little ones along. And we're like, yeah, we can put the baby to bed. Alice just turned 1. Well, I had listened to all of her routine, okay. And they went out the door, and I sat down to give Alice her bottle, and she was like not having it from anyone but Mommy, and just she was not happy. She was very upset, and so it was.
What did Mimi do?
It took us an hour and a half to trying all different things to get her to finally settle down. And I mean, she wasn't crying the whole time, but you had to be up and walking her and stuff, and it was kind of, I think, cosmic payback, because back in the day I remember leaving my youngest with my parents, and he wouldn't take a bottle from them, and my mom was kind of distraught about it. So anyway, we got her to sleep. It was all good. And Kristen said when she went in the middle of the night to feed her, Alice was like so happy to see her. Like, Mommy is back. They didn't desert me. So that was fun. And then we went, and so when we were in Colorado, I had the opportunity to go to a workshop with Sampler Guild of the Rockies, and and it was so fun because the workshop is great, but just to connect with people I've met through retreats and from being at other meetings of theirs, it was so much fun. I just stitching friends are just like the best friends, and we had that instant connection and inspiration. So.
And we had a guest that came into town this past week. So, Olivia, hi. from Hillside Rookery. She came in. We had a couple days to sit together and have lunch together, and Maddie too. So anyway,
we really appreciate those times. But
it was great.
I just wanted to go ahead and share a little bit about the retreat, as it's kind of like as it's fresh in my memory. But let's see, what else do I want to say? Oh, Teresa. So Saturday was the workshop with Teresa Vanette, and I'll scroll some pictures here of the workshop, and then also of the some people put out on the brag table some of their finished things, which was really fun to see and enabled me a bit, and then Sunday they had their regular guild meeting. They had a little extra time where people could come and stitch, but then they had the guild meeting, and Teresa talked, and my son's birthday was Sunday, so I didn't go on Sunday, but I got on in time to hear Teresa talk. And one of the things she said is she loves coming into the building, like where the retreats taking place, and you just hear the excited buzz and chatter, and she called it retreat noise, and how that's like the happiest noise. And if you've been to a retreat, just what she means. You're coming back from the bathroom or from getting a drink or something, and you just hear this
like a buzz,
of
excitement,
buzz. And it is. It's just
it's like they're coming.
Everyone is so happy.
Grown-up Christmas with Santa. It's like the designers are coming. The designers are coming.
So I will share her. She had the antique of the piece that inspired our retreat piece, and I'll show her framed finish. But this is what we received. It's Anne Hallam, 1816. And what she said about this is she likes little sassy people like that. And so I think she said she called it their Sunday best. So that's the piece that we received. That's the pattern we received. And this is pretty good progress for me, because for the first morning, I got 6 stitches in by noon. And I just kept making mistakes. This is on 40 count Weeks Cocoa.
That's so pretty.
It has a mix of over-dyed flosses. So I started on the border, and then I marked it up here. Since I'm just doing the border, I marked like T and an arrow up, so I know where the top part is. Here's the flosses for all of this.
Did you get the flosses too?
Yes, she gave us all of this.
Those are pretty
flosses.
Together. Oh, that looks great on the fabric.
I know, aren't those pretty?
Oh, they're just gorgeous.
I think that's going to be really, really
pretty.
That's
going to be so pretty.
I can't wait. I want to put some of the flowers in just on the top row here. There's like 2 different colored flowers, and some of the ladies were starting to do it, and it was so, so pretty. I also got a new project bag. They had a little pop-up shop by Becky of the Guild, and so I got this project bag from Becky, and
perfect for
it was
housing this.
Well, yeah, perfect colors, and I picked it out ahead of time, so I was very excited about that.
Exciting.
So that was Colorado, and then in the middle of the week we went to San Diego to visit our other son and his family, and our grandson is just turned 2. And this was the first time he remembered us that we know of. I was in the living room when they brought him home from daycare, and he saw me, and he just came running over to hug me. I mean, your heart just about burst. That
he knows me.
Yeah, is so happy to see you. It was so much fun, and he's starting to say words, and he mimics all the animal sounds, and he'll say, "I love you." Does he know what it means? Probably not, but he just likes to snuggle. He comes in our room, and he gets up really early, and so Mimi and Pop kind of keep him company for an hour so Mom and Dad get some sleep. And he comes in, and he just likes to read and sing songs, and he's just so happy to snuggle. So that was fun.
I miss those times.
And let's see. And then I also had a chance to drop in on the stitching group in San Marcos on Saturday, which that was maybe planned a little bit, because they meet the 3rd Saturday of the month. And again, these are some ladies I've gotten to know through attending retreats, and it's just so fun to reconnect with them. Very, very talented group, and I will scroll some of the pictures here of some of their finishes that they brought to show. Also, it was really fun seeing, what was I going to say? Oh, it was fun seeing their...
You did a Lenny.
It was fun. Oh, we have some pretty moments to share. It was fun seeing their progress on things. So I just appreciate it. If you follow Karen Lynch on Instagram, she regularly will post a story after their stitch group and show all the things they're working on. Definitely worthwhile checking it out because there's always a lot of really great inspiration on that. So I do have some haul things, but I can do that later on. So we can kind of jump in on what we're stitching. Oh, one other thing I do have notes, so I'm not necessarily going in order. You may know, if you wanted to join Sampler Guild of the Rockies, they closed membership last year, and they are going to be, they got to a certain point and then they closed the membership off. So if you wanted to join and didn't, keep your eyes open. Their membership runs from September, so it'll start September 25 and run through August of 2026. And membership, sometimes you get to have exclusive projects. Like last year, they had that Tomato Hill pillow from Paulette Stewart. You get access to their workshops. They have some great events coming up next year you might want to attend. So I would join their Facebook group or keep an eye out on their Facebook group for when they reopen registration. I think current members can currently re-register, but there's always people who it doesn't fit their timing or, for whatever reason they drop out. So keep an eye open if you want to join, and I'm sure that they will be reopening membership soon. So if I said anything wrong, Sampler Guild of the Rockies friends, let me know and I'll correct it on my next video. So, okay.
All right. I guess I'll start with my book of days. So, speaking, well, no, we didn't speak of it. Never mind. We'll get there. This is my book of days for April. So I was able to stitch every day and put some stickers in of things that I received or stickers that somebody sent me. But anyway, it was a fun month. We celebrated my daughter's birthday, so she likes to antique shop, and so we did that on her birthday.
Yay!
And, yay! We can find something anytime we go out.
And that's my weekly thing, and I have pretty much stitched every day since I've been home. I've had a lot of different things going on, I'm doing planting too, but trying to get out and stitch. And again,
it's funny, we both did it in purple. Did you notice
Well,
that?
I have to coordinate with the stickers, so that's kind of what determines what color I do. But
I think next month will be pink.
Yeah, me too, I think. So we're going to do May, because May, I have my stickering in for May. It's very, very pink. But, and then here's my whips that I worked on so far in April. And then I have my to-do list, a lot of plant. So, yeah.
Stitch to stitch.
And then I have penciled in, so when I was out of town, I took my laptop with me because I had Tudor Rose Guild stuff I needed to do. But I also I updated my spreadsheet of all my kits and whips and what do I want to start. And so I have penciled in what I want to work on. So
it's not in ink yet.
As a little reminder. And, I might change my mind. But, yeah.
As we're known to do.
Well, and then just to let you know, if you are part of Tiger Lily's Patreon, and even if you're not, she's doing Market Mania 2025. But Patreon members, she sent this PDF that you could print out, and so I was doing a little bit of this morning. These are all my planned starts. Some of them are markets, some of them are stuff I had from other dates, and then I have plotted when I'm going to start those. So,
and Mania is something that's kind of a few years ago, to where in the beginning, you started a new project every day of the month of May, and then you wound up with 33. What month of
Lenny has long months of May.
Boy, that's a long
May. She has to make up for those that darn January.
31.
Well, sometimes people did it by the year, so they would start like 20 in 2020, or
right.
25, or wasn't it originally like the first 10 or 15 days, I think, or...
Oh, I thought it was all one
I think it's another one.
But, you know, you
do
can
what you want.
You can do it however you want to. I think last month... Words, Lenny. Last year, I did one the first week, and then did a new one at the start. You know, on a Sunday, I started a new one, and I don't know if I'll do it. You know, that particular. I just love to stitch. I'll just stitch whatever. So, okay. Where should we start?
I do have one finish.
Okay, I don't have any finishes.
This is what I took with me. One of the two things I took with me on the trip. This was a PDF, so it's getting kind of beat up. This is Easter Silhouette by Calico Confectionery. I changed the colors because I wanted it to be a little more prim, and I wanted to go with the scattered seed bunnies that I have kitted up for years, and I still haven't started, but maybe next year.
That is.
So I'm not sure about the linen. It has like green... modeling on it, slightly green modeling, and
I like it.
I used DMC 3011 for the green, and then I pulled Classic Colorworks Dublin Bay, and I added blue touches to that. So that's what I took along and worked on, and
pillow,
have it finished. Yes, I want to make a little pillow out of it.
Yep, that'd be perfect.
And it's probably just, I don't know, it would. If I can find the right color blue, I might do a little blue fringe or whatever. Maybe I'll just do white rickrack or something. But
I don't know. The blue
anyway,
would be. I think the blue would be pretty.
Yeah, and make it a little different, a little accent color.
Yep,
so I'm really happy with that. I was not sure about the green.
You got that done pretty quick.
Yeah, fairly quick. I mean, it was a month.
That's quick.
And once I sat down, it seemed like getting a rhythm going on these little, you know, all these different little scrolly things. For some reason, the second half, I got a better rhythm going on it. And, I mean, the lettering, some of the bigger lettering was pretty, you really had to pay attention to what you were doing. But seemed like the second half went a little faster. And maybe because I was away, and when I'm home, I was trying to work on 3 things a day, and when I was away, I might pick that up and do that all day. So, of course, that would make it go faster.
I always think, okay, I tried an hour on a project, and it's like, okay, I worked on an hour, or, well, really, I guess I was trying to do the threads. You know, I thought a full thread on each project for a night and see how it went. Oh my God, it was chaotic, because by the time you got out, you put in a thread, then you put it back, and then you pulled out another one, put it in a thread.
It's kind of like that New Year's Eve.
I didn't do very... I mean, I did it, but I don't think I'll do it again. Little change of subject. I do want to thank one of our viewers, Sue. She sent this beautiful card as a thank you, and so I like the note on the inside, so thank you, too.
Very sweet.
Very sweet. I have whips. I'm going to start with my start-alongs.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. This I started with Barbara, and I did get a lot more. This is Indigo Lane. I've been wanting to do this for years and years, and so when Barbara contacted me and asked me if I wanted to stitch along, I said, absolutely. And last time I just had the bird, so I worked on this pretty good, even though it doesn't show a whole lot. It is a lot of stitching.
So weren't you questioning the linen, and did you stay with the linen?
I stayed with the linen.
I think it looks good.
And I really like it.
Yeah,
and I was having trouble stitching on it. And then once your muscle movement kind of got used to where the stitches are, I didn't have any trouble whatsoever.
That's good. No, I think that's great.
I did wind up, I had the frog come, but it wasn't because I made a mistake. I was stitching all one direction, and I decided the roof needed to go the opposite direction. So I frogged out the roof, and then I put it back in. But I've almost got the house filled in. So I'm anxious, and then I started some of the Quakers.
The Quaker motif. That's going
up
to be
there,
really pretty.
Because I was so excited to start some more blue. But anyway, so Barbara, I know you're further along than I am, but I'm getting there. I love this pattern. So that was that one. And then this one I'm stitching along with Devi. And I'm so sorry. This one was...
The puddle?
Yeah,
Pigeon and puddle.
Pigeon and puddle. I had got all the water done. And it didn't look... I didn't like it at all. So I unstitched this. I unstitched all the water.
What didn't you like about it? The color? Or?
It on the legend, it just gives you one symbol. And I wanted the water to look like it
had movement
in it. And I tried to stitch vertically and...
So it looks like maybe she fussy cut it because it does look like different shades of...
So, again... And I worked really, really... So I've got a couple tips from different people to try to get that going. So I'm gonna take a colored pencil, I think, and I'm gonna color on my pattern, make a copy and color my pattern to kind of give me some movement. But I wish I would have started someplace else so I looked like I had some more done. But I did have the whole pond done, so I'm back to where this is on 32 count Belfast Legacy. So I'm kind of back to where I was when I showed it to you a 3 weeks ago. So I'm going to work on that more this week. And then my third one, I'm working with Christy Hines from The Happiest Stitches on Earth. And I wanted to show my... This is Sherry So Sweet. Look how cute my bag is.
That is adorable.
I love this bag. And then
that is
the back.
Happy strawberry.
Oh, I know. And then it's just white interior. So this is my Housewives. It was a June monthly weigh-in, and we're doing the strawberries.
Those are cute.
So that's the pattern. And
monthly weigh-in, these are all on like a... Well, this is like...
The scale. Mm-hmm. I think that it's probably written on there. Is that Paisley?
I'll see if I can find it.
Okay. So this is what... I mean, it's so cute. So I've got the banner done. I've got the basket done. I still need to finish putting this. Oh, I didn't get my nail. I was going to get my nails done, and I didn't. So they're half and half right now. I got the clock. I've got the white crossed over once. And I did get my material, my floss. So I've got the mason jar done. So I'm getting closer. I love strawberries. We have a large garden in the backyard, and all the white flowers are blooming. So I know we got strawberries coming. You might get some.
Ooh.
So
yeah, it said it's finished on scale made by PaisleyandPolkadots.com.
If you wanted to do it that way, I probably won't put it on the scale because I don't have the whole year, but probably a red little something with a red back.
Cute.
For sure. Okay, so those are my stitch alongs, start alongs, but trying to stay up on those. And Pigeon and Puddles is going to... Oh, looky there, Christy. There's the strawberries, and Susie, there's the lemons.
Oh.
She likes lemons. Okay. All right.
I also have this in our Happiest Stitcher on Earth bag. This is, I did a little more work on the Earth Laughs and Flowers by Brenda Gervais. This is one of her market releases for this year. Sorry for the crinkling, I apparently have it. I had it, so at my son's house in California, the cat likes to chew on my stuff. And so I have to make sure everything's put away so she doesn't get into thread and things she shouldn't get into. So this is this Quaker, the spring Quaker. I've changed the colors up a little bit on this because I'm doing it on Ancient.
Oh,
but I started this Quaker, and this is in the called for green, and I had changed the green on this side that's under the house. And I don't know, I'm going to see how this works. It's not looking too bad to me, so I might go ahead and just do it all on that green. But this is on 40 count Ancient with mostly the called for floss. And so yeah, I think that's just a really, really pretty design. And then, this is one of the other pieces I took with me to work on. This is Peace on Earth.
Oh, you're getting so close.
Samplers Not Forgotten. I'm really hoping.
So pretty.
I wanted to get this done in April. Now I'm kind of hoping I'm really close. I finished the urn on Linny's side there. And then I started on the little tree. I have a few more motifs to do. So I will definitely work on
love
this
that pattern.
Sunday. And I don't know how much work I'll get on it Sunday, but maybe I'll finish it Sunday. If not, I should be finished it in May for sure. But this is on 40 count winter woolens by Seraphim with all the called for floss. And I had bought this as a kit from Country Sampler. And I've been working on this since started 11/28, and that would have been 2023, I'm sure. So I've been working on that about a year and a half, off and on about a year and a half. Hasn't always been consistent. Do you have more whips to show? Or?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty much all I have is whips and some plans.
Okay. You want to show?
I brought this back out again. Worked on it a little bit, not a whole lot. My strawberry harvest, just because I wanted to stay in strawberry mode. And so I kind of went through my kits, and I did a lot of organizing. If you looked at the room, you can't really tell I organized, but I feel better because I bought a filing cabinet, and so I was able to, I tried using the notebooks, but I wanted to be able to see them more often, or go in and just pull them out instead of, if you knew where my notebooks were kept, it's not that convenient. Anyway, so I made folders for seasons. First I did it by designer, and then I changed my mind, because when we show things off, we kind of do a theme. So I decided to put them back into a thematic kind of process. But, so, like animal crackers and winter and Santas and snowmen and Halloween and fall, and so I'm overwhelmed. Like, you've got to get to sewing more. So maybe I will start that 75 next year.
Did you find anything that you pulled out and want to start right away?
Oh yes. I mean, and then when I opened everything up, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I forgot about this." And I missed it in my whips. To put it in my whip. So it was, and one of them, I think it's Brenda Gervais. Hello summer, hello spring, hello. All I have left to do is to finish. I have summer SUM. All I have to do is MER. I mean, seriously, you guys. So I definitely pulled that out. But then I pulled out some other ones that, yes, I do want to do. Okay, so I pulled this out, and it doesn't look a whole lot more, but I did put a little bit more in the bird. I was wanting to get this whole top of the bird filled in. And most of these fabrics and these older ones are just ones that were given to me, so I don't have any names. This is a 36, I know that. But I love the colors. I mean,
it's really perfect, yeah.
So I love the colors, and
there's just a little bit of modeling in it.
And see, and then in this bag was my little pattern. And I went, I forgot about that. And so, and some of the colors share, so I'm going to just keep this together. All right. Oh,
okay. So yesterday,
my strawberry bag.
I worked on this. This is the project that I try to work on every Thursday, and it's Rose Quaker by Stickendien van der Weenberg. This was one of my ones that was pretty, because I was working on this yesterday when we were stitching with Olivia and Maddie, and I was doing the letters, and I only had part of the letter N, and I was looking and I couldn't find it. So I took my phone and I searched for the original PDF and looked at it. Well, when you do the PDF, this page and then the page where it has the floss listed is all portrait. but the actual pattern is in landscape. And it didn't switch automatically, so it printed out still kind of in portrait.
No.
So I was cutting off part of my parent, so I had to reprint it all off yesterday and get that done. But
I just love
here's
all those
the colors.
Rose colors.
And yes, I apparently do cut my flosses really, really long. I like to have the longer ones, which, you know, maybe I like that I don't have to rethread as much, but then they do tend to fray at the end. So maybe I can train myself to cut them shorter. But yeah. This is on 40 count marbled bunny, and so I did the letters yesterday. I started on this Quaker motif. You do really have to be precise on your Quaker motifs, so I do try to pay attention so that those are coming out right. But this is a lot of fun to stitch, and it's really, I was hoping to get that whole motif done yesterday, but I got the letters too, so next week I'll try to finish that motif off. That's been a lot of fun. I know a lot of you have been
I love the colors.
doing that one too. Marla, I know your stitch group is doing that, and some of them looked like they were zipping right along, so I will continue to try to work on that a little bit every week when I'm able to.
Okay, and my next one I pulled out, and again, this is one of my pullouts from, oh yeah, I've showed it to you before, but I hadn't worked on it, so I pulled it back out, my Easter Parade. And this is on I believe it's a 30, no, it might be a 28. And I think it goes, no, that's really bad. That's when you know you haven't stitched on enough because you don't know what's up or down. But I worked some more, I went around the border, and I finished the flower and started the stem. I love the purple. This is just on a kind of a yellow, colors. Buttery, mystery linen, and then these are the colors, and I love the pinks and the purples in there. I'm not normally a purple, but on some projects you just have to do purple. I mean,
it's not a bright purple. It's kind of like a washed out pale purple.
But I think it just really makes it pop.
And they don't have a whole lot on it.
No, but it does make it a little tricky because, you know, you do have to count in between the spaces. So
is this tail purple?
It looks like he has a basket. Is he carrying a basket?
That there. Cider mill brown. His tail's brown. Okay.
Tail's brown. So, but anyway, it's very springy, and I'm going to keep on working on spring as long as I want to.
Okay, I think this was my last whip. And this was both part of my Whipgo, one of the things called for Whipgo, and also Holly, Mrs. Jones Stitches, and Audrey from Stitch Bead have a stitching plan to finish this in a year. This Anton Uffendale. If you've ever seen this finished, it is so very pretty. And so I think I had started this 4 years. Well, let's see when I started. I'm kind of curious. When did I start this? I started this 22. So yeah, 3 years ago. And here's my progress. So I started working on the border. I am doing this with the Vicki Clayton silk conversion. I'm going to hold it up here so you can see it.
Check out her stitching, folks.
And this is beautiful. On. It calls for, I think, vintage pecan butter, and I couldn't find that, but I'm doing it on 40 count sand dunes, seraphim sand dune, and I like that. I'm so liking that again. So I thought I would get the little leaves put in, and I know the goal for Audrey and Holly is to do 3 flowers a month, and then they have it broken down into different parts of the pattern. And I've always, this one is so spectacular.
That flower motif in the corner,
aren't they pretty?
In the white. It's just beautiful.
So I'm usually a bottom starter, and so part of it's going to be doing that kind of diagonal grass. And that looks like that might not be as time consuming as you would think.
We always say that until you,
sure
even when I look at the pattern,
bad.
I go, oh, well, that's not so bad. And then it's like I'm stitching and I'm stitching and I'm stitching and I'm stitching.
So yeah, I will definitely be working on that some more this week.
I forgot my Santa. Oh, darn it. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, I've got it. All right, I did have a new start. And this is when I played the pretty card. Okay. Yes, I was very pretty this week.
Life is made up of pretty moments.
And a very pretty. I started Grandma's Candy Dish. And when I was growing up, my mom always, she loved milk glass. And so I thought, I want to make this and do it in a pillow. And then I want a little milk glass candy dish just like that. And so I did get on eBay. And fortunately, I did find a candy dish with a little bunny on it. However, when I got it,
how pretty,
the package shook.
Oh.
So, rattled. And so the whole bottom was broken into 1,000 pieces. So I contacted the seller and everything, which is really cool. And I got my money back. And then I found another one, so it's in the mail. And so hopefully she let me keep the top. And so
that's so sweet.
So when
that's adorable.
Okay, so here comes the pretty part. All right. There's the pattern. All right, I took the pattern out, and I have this pillow that I stitch on, and it has a little lip on the end of it. So I set my pattern down in there, and I can't really show you, but it was missing the second page. And I went, because the way the pattern, it looks like it's got a second part to it. And I went, oh no, so I'm looking at the front and the back and on all the pages, and I go, there's no second page. So I contacted the seller and I says, I'm sorry, I don't have a second page to this. And so I didn't hear from her right away. And I called a friend of mine and I said, do you have this pattern? And she said yes. Okay. And she said yes. And I said, can you tell me how much is on the second page? And she said, Lenny, there is no second page. That was the bottom. So I was like, oh my God, I'm so pretty. And I contacted the original seller again, and I said, I'm so embarrassed. I said there was only one page to it. So that was, and she says, she sent back and said, laugh out loud, you're not the only one. But anyway, I felt stupid. But so I'm going to do that, and then when I get it looks just like this one with the square. So this will be a pillow and a little vignette that I can add to it. Anyway, I guess you want to see what I did. Not much. This is on 36 count winter brew, which is what it's called for. And
that's pretty.
I think it goes up like this. So that's all I got done is some of the little Easter eggs that hang on there.
So cute.
And
Easter egg tree, how cute is that?
I know, and then the little
Bunny,
box.
or the little chick up there.
But yeah, I saw this on the bottom, but that had folded in in my pillow. So it's like, oh, that was the bottom. So, but anyway, I just can't wait. I'm going to work on that some more.
I think the white will show up really nice on that.
I think so. And this winter brew is just beautiful. Mm-hmm. And then these are the colors. And I got some long ones and some short ones, but I borrow them from another pattern, so sometimes I need the long ones. But alrighty.
I had kind of a travel kind of little mishap too when we were coming back in the San Diego airport. You take an escalator to get up to your gates, and I was holding my raincoat, and I got on the escalator, and I had my carry-on, and my raincoat got stuck on something, and I was like, I couldn't pull it, and I'm like, I'm not going to fall over, I'll just let it go, I'll go back down and get it. And so I just let it go, and it kind of went over the edge. Well, the lady behind me, my husband turns around, he's looking to see what's going on. The lady behind me grabbed it, and she's trying to pull it up, and it's stuck. It's like the string was stuck, and she's holding on. She almost goes over, but she gets it loose, so she's coming up, and then her son behind her grabs the string, and my husband's looking behind him, and he gets to the top. And
he had this domino effect.
And starts stumbling and stuff, but yeah, people are nice that they rescued my coat for me. So, yeah, that was really nice. So I did get all the pieces together once we got to the top. So I don't have whips. I have plans. I have my other
Okay,
whip
I got 2 more whips, and then I've got plans too. All right, this is from my Christy bag. Thank you, Christy. And this houses my Harrison, one of my animal crackers.
Oh, cute.
There's this pattern.
His little face is so cute.
I know. He's got a long sweater, but there he is. So, and then he's got his little pouch and scissors hold, or little pouch and carrot. Anyway, so I'm working on him, and then that's what I've got done so far. But his face is all done, and now it's just putting a sweater on, and then so it won't be cute. Once I get the sweater done, then the bottom part won't be too bad.
The coverage is really nice on that.
Yeah, and that's a 30. It's a 36 again mystery.
Very cute.
So, and then my last whip, I really worked hard on this one. This was the one this was part of the Whipgo, and I left the Whipgo numbers on my chart was wool and this Christmas, and I exchanged my Christmas for this one, but I left my wool probably on the ironing board. But so this was my North Pole, Kathy Barrick's North Pole. I love this pattern. And I'm using Vicki Clayton silks. And I've worked on his coat. I got a staff. I worked on the staff. I did finish the staff and work more on his coat. And I'll tell you, that's one heck of a coat.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stitching in that.
So I'm trying to finish all. It comes in. I have it printed out in pages. Not that it came in pages, but I have it printed out as pages. But so I'm trying to finish all the top half. So this is the bottom. The bottom of his coat is the page that I've got. So I'm going to finish all the top part, and then I'll move to the bottom part. So anyway, it's a nice stitch. Mm-hmm. Vicki Clayton silks are fabulous, as all silks are. So I'll continue working on them throughout the year. Okay, my plan for next week, this was part of my Whipgo call for April, so I want to spend 3 days on this.
And that's Martha Evans from the Scarlet House. This was a stitch along for Brenda's birthday. Last year, I think it was. And I don't have very much done on this. This is on 40 count vintage exemplar. Well, yeah. Okay, so this is kind of I think I bought this as a kit, and it says vintage exemplar, but it also looks a little bit to me like Dirty Teacup. I don't know how you tell the difference, but it has that kind of the peachy undertones like Dirty Teacup does, some modeling. But so I will probably, and
boy, the blues and that are just gorgeous.
So this is where I started. I can tell from the branch that I'm down here. So I will probably, I'll probably try to go across more of the bottom and maybe do some of the little strawberries and try to get to doing a little more of the outline to see how big this is going to be. But I love seeing this finished. It's so pretty. So many pretty motifs.
Very pretty.
I'm going to get back to that one. Well, I will get back to that one next week.
Okay, well that ends my whip parade, but I do have, let's see this, that's my haul. But I do have some plans to work on. I'm getting a little hungry for Patriotic.
I can tell just by your bags.
So, this is a beautiful bag. Got the stripes in the front and stars in the back, so this is from Duck Duck Goose. So part of my plans are Patriotic Pinwheel Parade, which I haven't started yet, but I have the fabric and threads. So it's kind of my cross between bunnies and the Whipgo numbers were, what were the Whipgo numbers again? 5
and 19.
5 and 19. Which this month for me is
Okay, yeah.
okay. 5
May.
Okay.
May.
Okay,
19.
so 5 for me is my animal crackers, and 19 is bunnies. So I get to work on bunnies some more. So this might be what I do.
Perfect.
So, and then
you
give me a
bunnies
little
for
bit
every season.
and and then give me a little bit of Patriotic to start out with. And then my other one was Flag Farm, which I did have a very tiny start. This was for this fabric is 32 count rand. Oops. So that's going to be that, and some of this.
Oh, that colors it. Yeah, Patriotic looks great on that.
So that's going to be, I guess that's all pinwheel. So this is all my pinwheel. I guess these are my color. So this is my pinwheel. So that'd be really pretty on there. And then the Flag Farm, I have just a very tiny bit, but so just part of the barn. So those are my plans that I get to start with. Okay. Oh, my turn. Okay. Do you guys ever watch that game show, The Floor?
I saw part of it. So
Anyway, it's kind of a fun show, but you have categories that's your favorite, and then they give you so much time, and they show a picture up on the screen, and you got to, like, if it was flowers, then you'd have to guess what kind of flower it was. And it's like we play it on the couch, and you can tell the young people, man, they just zip through it because their recollection's a lot faster. It's like, I know what it is, their
little brain paths are connecting faster.
But it's like, I think they give them 45 seconds. Like, I need at least a minute. But anyway, so this is another plan that I have, and this is the one I thought I was almost done, but I am almost done with it. Plum Street, Hello Summer. And so when I pulled it out to look at it, I have a lot done on it. So I thought all I needed was into summer, but I can see now that I need some of the squigglies and some of the flowers, and
yeah, but still, you got a lot.
But I got a lot done.
You got the flag.
Yeah,
that's a lot of progress.
So I'm going to actually put this in my routine this month to get this finished up, so I can finish it.
Pretty.
It is pretty, and it's in. I don't have a name on this bag, but I love this bag. Did I put it inside? Nope. So anyway, thank you very much for this bag. I think we got this at a retreat.
That's very lovely.
Oh, she's upside down. It's a guardian angel. Mm. But anyway, very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So some of my planned starts, I don't have them all here, but I was not going to get this, and I think I saw a finish by Sandy from Whispered Stitches of the Sampler Not Forgotten hydrangea.
I love that.
I love hydrangeas. I have a lot of hydrangeas in my yard, so how could I resist? So.
And they dry so nice, too.
Mm-hmm. So I went ahead and picked that up. See, I mean, look at the linen and look at it on the front. I think there's much more contrast between the flower and the linen than you can see on this. It was really pretty and sandy. So that came as a kit, so I picked that up from Country Sampler. And then at the show and share at the Sampler Guild of the Rockies workshop, my friend Sherry had finished this, and she had it framed in a gorgeous bronze frame. And the blues are so amazing on this. This is on the called for 40 count baked clay. This is another kit from Country Sampler because I mean, look how
it's so
pretty.
cute.
I
You
know,
almost hate
you
to
don't want
open
to
it
take
up.
it apart. But that's another one that I do want to get started in May because it's just amazing. And I just love this little field with those little tulips there. So I'm starting a few May things, or spring theme things. The other spring theme thing I am going, say that 3 times.
Spring thing fling.
I love the fragments from Shakespeare's Peddler. And so I want to start the spring one. That's a spring. And then the summer's really pretty too.
Oh, yeah.
With the berry bowl, the big berry bowl. And I was going, I think, is this one that calls for that Dark Soil by XJU Designs? And I did get some of that, but I was going to try it on this Zweigart Dark Cobblestone.
That looks like
I don't
nice.
have the linen, I don't have all the floss. I need to pull the floss.
Looks like nice linen.
And it looks very similar to what that is.
Sure.
That is maybe more, and I think Teresa is pretty good on her colors. I think that's maybe more pink undertones, but I think I think that would look pretty. So that's one other one. And then this was another pretty moment. I had ordered the floss pack from Olivia and the pattern from velvet to linen, and also for the Kathy Barrett Christmas stocking. And if you haven't ordered from Olivia before, she puts things in these little packets. You know, this is all the NPI silks from velvet to linen. And then she has these tags on it. And so I opened this, and then I opened the silk from the stocking, and I'm mixing them all together and holding them up. And, oh, aren't these pretty? I was thinking, I didn't remember I had ordered for both of them. So I'm sure she was wondering what I was doing. So she very kindly resorted.
She did. She said, she says, I'll take it.
I do that all the time. And then that's the beautiful bag we received from her.
That was part of my...
Thank you. It was so much fun.
Thank you. I enjoyed that visit so much. We had so much fun. So, thank you for...
So those are some plans, I think.
I've got one more plan.
Okay. Go ahead. Then I'll see if I have plans here. I have.
Okay, this is one. This is an Annie B's Stars and Stripes Forever. From I think it was 2011. If I looked at it right, I think it was 2011. But anyway, so she's in my rotation. I don't have any of the kits or anything. Then I had just a little PDF, Primitive Stitching by Shelley On. It was the Freedom Crow Pillow Tuck. And I have so much Patriotic, so this is a Patriotic. It's just quick things. And then my favorite of all is Blackbird Designs America.
Yeah, Katrina Devine finished this last year, and it's
and
beautiful.
I do have.
Wow.
I do have.
Yeah,
quite a
that
bit
border.
done.
That border is really what makes it.
Yeah, and I did change my colors.
Gorgeous.
I've got to look at my packet
That's very
again.
pretty.
Because my 2 reds in the flag differentiated. So I think I followed one, but I think I changed the other one to 22 or something. I'll have to double check. But,
so pretty.
But that's definitely one I can get back onto. Okay, so that's what I've got going. That's what I want to do. And then, I also made in my new file folder, I made a title of things Lenny wants to do. So it's no real, no.
Those are those like on the, what do they call it, in the bullpen kind
in
of
the bullpen.
thing?
I just, sometime in my life I want to do that. Okay, so.
Well, this is.
And that's all my beautiful colors. Got 221, I guess I changed it to. Clay pot. So, I love my tag.
This is a mix of Hall and, as Nicole Spore says, enable vision, because she and Holly enabled me. I'm pretty sure they are the both. Yeah,
both of them are dangerous. So we're going to get to meet in the fall.
I enjoyed, I always love this pattern, Mary Bovey by Stacy Nash, and I just have not seen very many people stitch it. And I always wanted to do it on something a little different so that you could maybe see the motifs a little better. Well, Holly and Nicole were at the Silver Needle last fall. I think it was last fall, but they were at the Silver Needle, and they took a picture of the model there, and they were inspired by the model, and so they are kitting it up and starting it. So I had to go ahead and kit it up. And this is what I am thinking so far, and this is not something that's going to be started in May. But I had ordered this Fiber on a Whim Earth, and there's so many things on this darker linen. And I kind of thought so far these colors I think are really pretty on this. So it's not the blue, but I just feel that one might be a little light. I would have to kind of see if it's like outlined or if it's a window or what it is. But I thought that would be pretty on that. So yeah, that is one I went ahead and kitted up. And this was a haul. This is from Painted Leaf Co. I saw she had this
look how cute.
project bag in this Acufactum fabric. And I've been nuts about this. I know Sean the Periwinkle Stitcher shows this a lot. And I love green. I do love green. And so I saw she had this in her shop, and I snatched it up.
Oh, good girl.
Isn't that adorable? Those little stitching elfie ladies. I just think
and
that's
the spools.
So fun.
Yeah, very fun.
So I don't know when I'll get around to that, but that was fun to kit that up. And
last thing I have is haul.
I do too.
Okay.
I think that's
all right. Again, thank you, Olivia, for the new bag. I did get a couple other ones. I'm going to start the ladybug picnic, and I just had to have a ladybug. I had to have a ladybug bag. So just a really cute ladybug. This is from Lake Wind Studio. Beautiful bags, and it's got the black check in the back. Very, very beautiful bag, and she had a little tassel on it. So I got that one, and just wanted a summer bag. And this one came from Pam's Needle and Thread. So, and this is a more square bag. Nice. I love the size.
Very nicely quilted on the back.
It's all quilted, and just a nice summer bag. So it can house anything it wants to for the summer. Okay, and then I got a new pattern. And there's more. I fell in love with this pattern. I saw it. I'm assuming it's new. I'll have to keep looking for it. But a hoot and a boot. So I just want to say that. A hoot and a boot. Lenny, you're a hoot and a boot.
But anyway, hootin' tennies or hootin'
look how cute
that.
I love how this tree comes out, and then it's got a little owl pattern.
That is really unique.
I want to start this now just so I can have it done by Halloween, but it's so cute.
That is very cute. So, which I can't believe we're almost.
I know. May. It's like here we go to May, and then as fast as April went. Okay. So I think that's it for me.
Okay, so some of my haul goes back a few months. I'm talking a lot about Sampler Guild of the Rockies. They have a couple of different silent auctions. They have a silent auction where they sell, and I don't remember if this is in March. They have patterns, I think, that people have donated to them, patterns, kits, and then books. And so at that auction, I was lucky enough to get the Goodheart sampler book. This is a highly desirable book, and looks like it has hardly been opened. It's so interesting. It was this gentleman who had become. It looks, from what I've just read in the prologue, it says forward by Nancy Goodheart, and she said her husband. This book was produced from her husband's collection of samplers, and she said he had 16 years of retirement where we were always well occupied with his hobby. And so there's spot samplers, band samplers, some kind of miscellaneous later samplers. And so I just started looking through it, and and yeah.
Well, they really got it up close to her. You can really see.
It's beautiful photography. It's just a variety of samplers and other inspirational photos, and so I know it comes up on secondary market from time to time. It's definitely a worthwhile book and a great addition to your sampler or your embroidery book collection. And some other things I got also at the silent auction. I picked up this Mary Cox piece, and I know this has been up on eBay and on the secondary market as well, but it looks like the person may have done the project, or I don't know, but anyway, I was excited to get that. And then I had mentioned I had picked some things up from Sherry Mamazian's estate, and so I was able to get those when I was there. She had some Brenda Gervais pieces. Believe it or not, I did not have Jelly Bean Jubilee, so I got that. I
still have that out to work on.
I got Happy Birthday America from Brenda Gervais, and it has the finishing fabric with it. And then this was one I have not seen before. I don't know if it was a special offering, and it's called Acorn Gathering Sewing Roll. But we love
the two squirrels?
Yeah, we love our squirrels. Yeah. So if you know the history behind this, I don't see anything. It just looks like it's a regular release. But if you know anything about why that was that part of a workshop or a retreat? Love to know the history behind them. And then I also like good housewife patterns, and so I picked up 3 of them. Elizabeth Easton, my friend Doris, has actually finished this and showed me it framed on her wall, a picture of it framed on her wall. It reminds me of, and it just flew on my mind. I'll have to scroll the name, but there's another sampler that has this bird on it, and I think like the little people, Elizabeth Sheffield. That's what it reminds me of, a smaller version of that. So that one is gorgeous. This one has a bee skip, so of course I have to have it. The bee man's garden. And then this one, I love these birds. Ellen Birdseye. Look at those birds. Oh, I just love these so much. So I think I have book plates. I think I'm going to put a book plate on the plastic to indicate these came from Sherry's estate. And I really appreciated the opportunity to get those. This is kind of another, maybe a start in May. And
I found that in my file.
Oh, okay. Kindness Makes Friends by Shakespeare's Peddler. And I picked up the floss for this when I was in California.
Ooh,
and I was going to do this on, this is one of the new colors from Fox and Rabbit this year, this 40 count Cactus Wren. I thought it would be pretty on those. It's kind of a darker linen, but
yes, it will.
I thought those would be pretty on that. And then this is one other bag that I got when I was at, from Becky at the sampler. They're very reasonably priced. And picked up, oops, I buried, oh, here it is. These are available at Grand Junction Stitch and Quilt, I think, or Quilt and Stitch. These are little zipper pulls from Suzanne's Art House.
Sewing machine, so sweet.
So that was one of them. A little memento of the trip there. These in here. I don't think I had this linen when we met last time. I don't think I had received it yet. Ooh, this might be. This is the dark soil that. Let's see if I have this other one to compare. You can. So the color does look. So this was on dark soil. So it looks lighter in that picture. I think it looks a little lighter. It looks more like the cobblestone color.
I like the cobblestone.
Yeah, I think it'll work for that. But that's dark soil. If you haven't had a chance to see that one yet, And I had also placed an order with Tina Egner. If you haven't ever ordered from her,
I love Tina.
They come beautifully packaged like that. And these cards are just fun for, you can put it in your book of days or use them as little bookmarks. These are just a few of the things I ordered for upcoming retreats.
Oh, Tina, those
some
are
little floss rings with a little bling. This one has, I'm not sure what this set is called, but it has a variety of different kind of garden themed.
Perfect for you.
Cards. So, and then she had the little sewing, little tomatoes. This is T. Magner. Is it on Etsy?
Uh-huh.
On Etsy. Of course.
Oh,
owls.
I do have that set.
The owls.
They're so pretty.
And there's a variety of owls. And then some more. These little button cards are so sweet. So appreciate her getting those out so quickly. Okay, I think there was one other thing. I am into blinging up my floss rings, and so I ordered these from Northumberland Sampler House. Some of these floss rings, and they come with a card.
That's pretty.
They come cheap. I'm sorry, this is going to crinkle. Put it down here. So these are based on reproduction samplers that she offers. And so when you get it, it's kind of stuck on here with a little sticky, tapey thing, and you can take it off, and then you can use the card as well.
Nice gift.
So, and I didn't think shipping was too bad. This one has a little wonky cat. I liked him a lot. A heart.
Oh, those are precious.
I know. And this is all Northumberland House, Sampler House on Etsy.
Oh, look that up.
That's it. Oh, I had the giveaway last time.
I was going to ask you.
Yes. If you hear us say, oh, and there's more, I hear people say that a lot. If you don't know where that comes from, in the U.S., we used to have these ads, and they would, they were stuff you would buy, mail order kind of thing, and he'd be like, here's a potato peeler. Oh, wait, and there's more.
And there's more.
Yes, and so it was always like sweetening the deal. So when we say and more, it's
and
just
if you buy within the next 12 hours, you'll
free postage. And,
you get
maybe
one for free.
Yes,
but there's more.
So it's a commercial that was advertising, mail order stuff. But yeah, all right. So
Who was our winner?
time, I said I would give away this pillow, this little finished pillow, and the winner is Terry Newland, 3181. Terry, Newland, 3181.
Congratulations.
Please email me at sablestitcher22@gmail.com, and I will get it in the mail out to you. Oh, and I also wanted to thank you for those of you who have either bought things from my Etsy shop or liked it. I need to reopen it since I am back in town, maybe add a couple more things to it. Really appreciate your purchases, the kind feedback I've received. I'm so happy. I mean, I love, sometimes you feel a little tug when you let go of some of these things, but I have so much, and I'm happy it's getting out to someone who will love it and use it. So thank you.
Okay, I guess that about wraps this up.
I think so.
Okay, well, thanks again for tuning in.
It's been fun.
I know
being here again.
Been 3 weeks, so it just piled up, and hopefully I can get some finishes done next time. And
well, you did a lot of stitching.
I'm going to do more stitching. So I also went through a box with Olivia of things that they're finished, but they're not FFO'd. And it was really fun going through that box too, because it's like, oh, I need to get this finished, or it's in the season, and it's like, I need to get that summer done, or I need, But anyway, it's coming, and it's fun. So thank you again for all your comments, and you guys inspire us and enable us, and we're becoming friends, and I can't wait to meet people in person. And so, anyway, this is such a wonderful. I love cross stitch. Oh, I did have one of those, 6-degree moments. We went to the dentist this last week, and I was talking to the hygienist, and she does cross stitch, and then the receptionist said, "Oh, I heard you talking about cross stitch," and she says, "My cousin is in floss stitch, and she has a floss tube too." And I said, "Oh, what is she?" And it was Julie from Colorado,
Kansas City
girl in a Colorado world. So Lisa is our receptionist at our dentist. So hi, Julie, if you're watching. So that was a small world. So
very sweet.
And Olivia, one night when she was here in town, she said she was having a little trouble getting to sleep, and she said she almost called me up, and she says, "Lenny, tell me a bedtime story." So I do have one for you tonight.
Awesome.
Are we ready?
Perfect.
Okay. Once there was a little boy that lived in the country. They had to use an outhouse, and the little boy hated it because it was hot in the summer and cold in the winter, and it stank all the time. The outhouse was sitting on the bank of a creek, and the boy determined that one day he would push that outhouse into the creek. One day after a spring rain, the creek was so swollen that the little boy decided today was the day to push the outhouse into the creek. So he got a large stick and started pushing. Finally, the outhouse toppled into the creek and floated away. That night, his dad told him they were going to the shed after supper. Knowing that meant a spanking, the little boy asked why. And the dad replied, "Well, someone pushed the outhouse into the creek today. It was you, wasn't it?" And the boy answered yes, and then he thought for a moment and said, "Dad, in school I read that George Washington chopped down the cherry tree, and he didn't get into any trouble because he told the truth." The dad replied, "Well, son, George Washington's father wasn't in the cherry tree." The end.
Oh, no.
All right, guys.
Well, we will be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I think.
I think so. So take care. And
hope you have a lot of happy stitching, and
the weather is good for you all. And, you just
we look
have
forward
fun.
to visiting with you.
School's
in 2
almost
weeks.
out.
Oh, I can't believe it.
It's just hard to believe the pool will be open pretty soon. Yay! Strawberries are coming. Anyway, looking forward to a great summer, and I hope you guys do too.
Yes.
So take care,
Thanks
everyone.
for spending time with us. We love you guys.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.